tail end of their demise, I guess you can say, because they've been doing really good. They've been doing really good. Last game, they got taken out first because of a hot drop. Will they hot drop in the next two games? Now, hopefully not, Esquire. Hopefully not.
Well, Dave, your hope is worth nothing here as far as the God Squad and Mars are concerned, because yes, they are sure enough going back to the heart of Erangel. Pachinki is going to be a battleground, whether or not either team wants it to be. It is certainly inevitable at this stage of the game. Mortify, Triggs, and Lil Prod are going to be whatever they can do to put a wrench in the Mars Squad's hopes and dreams of coming out of this lobby in those top 8 positions. But with that, the playing path, all 4 of their members alive. So a lot to be gained and certainly a lot to be lost here. We're mainly Mars. Oh, that's a good way to start it off. A huge nade bouncing off the roof is going to be eliminating that high ground threat that Triggs was able to at least position himself off of. Now 2 members of the God Squad will be remaining. Mortify and his teammate Lil Prod, the victors of the previous game, Wildcard, already on the move. Oh, Triggs got flushed. Okay, that's all that was right there. But Wildcard is going to be quickly repositioning, Dave, inside of phase number 1 to lock down center position. And they've already spotted one of the teams, the Baby Yodas, in the process of doing so. Ty Bamlin, a scout for the Biota squad, to do this earlier, but I have a feeling this one's going to be a lot different. Spray down, already going to be coming in from Beast on the top floor, connects headshot onto ETH, and the nade from Babber is going to be killing his own teammate. Very unfortunate set of circumstances here, as Babbler is finding himself as one of the only 2 members alive here for this Clarity squad. Very quickly rushing up to the second story, third story, now spots out the member of this squad, but is unable to find the shots. And back down the stairway he goes, finds another member of this Looter squad and takes him down. Down goes one. Going to be a 2v2, I think, scenario. Frodo's still going to be alive. Runs up the stairwell, spots him down, sprays him down, and claims victory over another member of this Clarity squad. One left alive, the Trembler, trying to at least champion for his squad here and not go down. But there it is. They can't do anything, Dave. Unfortunately, our first team to be eliminated.
Yeah, so Clarity, 7th place coming on into this game. Ethan sitting at around 19 kills, the frag leader for the squad, and Babbler right behind him with 18 kills, and then goes down to Trembler and the Hitman, both sharing 3 kills. So kind of goes to show you the dynamic of the squad right there. And on the flip end of that, Looters, they've been in 2nd place all day long. Bot, 12 kills. Regime, 12 kills. Frodo, 12 kills. And Beast with 11 kills. So that team a little more evenly divided when it comes to the fragging abilities and powers.
Repositions coming out here inside of phase number 2. Arctic Esports trying to scout out of the compound with Shepard on the motorcycle. Will be drawing massive fire, specifically from the members of Wildcard Gaming, sent packing or back to the safety of his teammates in a compound that's still not going to be too bad for them to hold here inside of phase 2 itself. But other teams are rotating and will right into the members of the frat pad. It's going to be our other F team. The F Looters heavily under fire as well. On the 2-seater bikes, Frodo going to be taking a significant amount of that damage as the body shield for the driver Beast.
Yeah, I think Frodo, I think I might have heard a pan. Does Frodo have? No, it was the bike taking the ricochet. So yeah, Frodo definitely a meat shield, like you said. And it does look like they were able to find a position, but Regime will be repositioning, sending it on into that school. School going to be pretty much centralized within this new circle, and apartments right to the east of that, of course, centralized as well. We have a squad currently occupying Rosshawk. Antarctic Foxes going to be coming on in through the ruins area, looking to potentially take a fight with 2 members from Wildcard Gaming, who are currently 1st place on the overall leaderboards with one heck of a point lead. So that's definitely a team that looking to close this one out, maybe even reach that 200-point gap. And all the way out there to the north, I mean, just looking at rotates, High Cloud, 2 chicken dinners so far here in Lobby D. So definitely a team, they've been fragging out a little more today when compared to yesterday, but I feel like a lot of their points come from placement. So they know how to get those placement points. We see them on Potato Hill right now. But are they going to be able to frag out? Well, we're going to find out here in just a moment, because the frat pat right in front of them, and it looks like Gun Talk might recognize that there is some danger on the other side of this hill. Gun Talk doing some scouting, looking behind these trees, looking to see if they can spot someone. And there we go. Going to be spotting one of the members, Cole G, quickly making the U-turn over there. But you know what? Not before they were taken down and shot out of their vehicle.
4 members of the frat path still going to be alive within the confines of the compound, but they are heavily under fire. Gun Talk with the new 14 4 times the top. We'll be trying to spray down from our left and right hand side of the tree to find their target, but it's going to be Docs that ends up taking down the first member of this frat pad team. And now that gives a window of opportunity, at least for one of the members of this High Cloud squad, to push up and try to get the res onto their fallen teammate.
Folks, we'll be seeing another member from the frat pack not connecting these initial shots. Will be giving away their position, but it looks like they are going to get a knock right then and there. And Jay Snow on the opposite end of this also knocked in return. And of course, Docs with their off angle. That's the risk you take when trying to get the backstab. You know what? They're thirsted in the process. And now it's just Jay Snow bleeding on out over here. Gun Talk full G. It looks like Gun Talk is not going to be opting to wait for the revive onto Jay Snow and is going to be getting aggressive in that prone position, waiting for the heads to just peek on up over this ridge.
Barely was able to get the on the helmet. Spots out the member, though, of the frat pad that comes around the building, and a beautiful spray down. Will be finding every connection and drops him down in the process. A good capitalization on the opportunity by Gun Talk. There is still going to be a few members of the frat pad left alive, 3 to be exact, and they are swarming back over in the direction from where those shots came from, trying to find the prone Gun Talk in this position. No cover to hide behind, but he has to get the shots first to find out if he's going to be successful continuing this fight forward.
I mean, look right behind this, though. Arctic Esports hearing this, making the pull-up. Looks like High Cloud are going to be the sandwich, the bologna in this grilled cheese right here. And High Talk Jay Snow going to be bleeding out for the second time in a row. Thirsted out in the process. Gun Talk probably still prone up there, just waiting for the frat pack to make that push, but not Shepard. Does not give a damn right now from the Arctic Esports. Will be tossing out a couple grenades right there, looking to get aggressive. Already 2 kills for the Arctic Esports. Can they capitalize on this fight and get a couple more? Gun Talk fighting 2 battles at the same time. We'll be taken down and out right there. iCloud getting maybe a little too distracted there in the end.
Maybe, but at the end of the day, the frat pad still has to face off against a 4-strong squad of the Arctic Esports team, and grenades are flying right in the face of the frat pad, and the shots come through. Frostrat, rather. He's able to find the first one, marked out a second one. Big plays being made right now by the members of the Arctic Esports team, and Dean Warmer will be all that is left of the frat pad in the front position, trying to spray down, but collapsed on by multiple different angles, is unable to cover them, and down the frat pad go here in the second and last game of week 1.
In the distance, we see the apartments, the school will be favored in the next zone. Nobody out there in Sunken City, but it's going to be looking like pretty decent.
Many shots, and they've had to at least split up. Boppy going to be taking this opportunity as well to send it. Dragon Esports going to be going right into the school area, already going to be inhabited by the members of the F looters, and the shots already come out. But quickly inside is exactly what Viking wants to do. Onto the second story now, trying to at least keep himself alive as the F looters swarm inside of the gymnasium now to snuff out the presence of their opponent.
I'm actually surprised they're able to get on in here, but before I can even say that, Frodo with the Dino laying green skin hunted him down. Not appreciating them taking classes at this school. Herbs will be holding the stairwell over here. F looters. Oh, one of them definitely spotting him, holding that angle. Mr. Beast waiting for the peek out of Herbs, and Herbs just could not resist it. Gonna be peeking their head right through that little doorway. Will be taken down and out. Oppie Boppy going for a ultra wide rotate down here in the south, and they're not the only ones with the game plan. And Ahmed finally able to regroup with their squad mates. Let's see if they can make it past the 3 members of Wildcard over here.
Well, they've been able to at least turn the northeastern corner, but still going to be a little bit more area to traverse across before they get to safety. Down here, though, it's going to be a God Squad versus Oppie Boppy engagement that ends up at least somewhat going in the way of the God Squad of God Squads. Mortify is still going to be left alive, but Prodigy has died. Leaves Wildcard on the move. They've not been able to pull the entirety of the team down the Honey Badger, instead opting for a western rotation to the northeastern corner of this zone inside of Razak.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if Morty can make it on in here. Looks like they're able to kind of Sushawk in play. And then, of course, the 64 up compound also in play. Mortify still alive right there on the edge of the blue zone. Has to see Span Cargo. Yep. There's finding out Span Cargo. Gonna be taking the shots, but going to crouch and spotted immediately. Not able to get the knock or the flush over here. Mars using these roofs, using these high ground elevated points to kind of see directly onto our squad, Oppie Boppie out here. The thing is, though, both these teams are not in this next circle, but they need to take each other out.
It's already starting to push up. Wildcard making a big bomb. They have to survive this if they have hopes set on a top finish here in game at number 5 of the day, but they have made it to the eastern side of Rozhok. Not inside of phase number 5 just yet, but they know that there is going to be the presence of a massive force just on the inside of this zone border. Starting to prep for that. The smokes are coming out to give them that necessary concealment to continue to push out to safety and not have to worry about the blue zone whatsoever. But the Antarctic Foxes rather, well, they continue to push further and further into Rozhok, kind of opening something up. It's the Baby Yodas that'll be the thorn in the side of the members of Wildcard if they can't handle this type of pressure.
Now, is that the grenade or... Oh, yes, that was the grenade. Trying to get the confirm over there. Not able to do just that, but definitely forcing these Wildcard members to kind of scatter right now as they're just being bombarded. But they will be able to utilize these smokes for cover for the time being, but that knock could be exactly what Baby Yoda's needed to at least attempt to regroup with Bamlin, who finds themselves right in between Antarctic Foxes. Antarctic Foxes do have 4 alive over here. They are going to be tossing out some grenades. Looks like Bamlin will be also using these defensive smokes to block the sightlines from Antarctic Foxes, who are currently trying to toss out some grenades and fish them out of their building.
Still going to have a little bit of help on the opposite side of the road, or Ty in the form of a Mend. He's got the opposite angle held down, but in respotted, significant damage going to be going out on their person, drop down to 21% HP. But it's Ty Bamlin from across the road that ends up paying dividends for his squad and possibly opening up a little bit of a play for them to find success here. 1 goes down, but still going to be 3 alive. A massive force still that the members of the Baby Yodas are going to be facing.
Yeah, and what worries me right now, if you are a Baby Yoda's fan, of course, you know, the solo member alive, but you have Wildcard making the push from the east side, trying to third party this right now with the Antarctic Foxhawk Town and take out Antarctic Foxes. Then maybe Bamlin can kind of sneak their way on into his new zone. Next circle did go on up. Rozhok no longer in play right now. Honey Badger already in a southern position to attempt to gatekeep Antarctic Foxes from making their way on into his new circle. Meanwhile, 64 up, also getting breached right now in this compound by Antarctic Esports, doing the wraparound RJX Live, making sure to get that flushed, not before they're taken down and out by the drop shot.
There's certainly good effort there by the members of 64 up to try to survive. If they would have survived, though, they still would have had to face off against the likes of Mars, but now the Baby Yodas have been eliminated. Wildcard has gotten the inside position on the members of the Antarctic Foxes and are going to be looking to try to close this out. Sharp Shot hits more spray down headshot connections onto Tastu. Going to be knocking them down 3 up on their feet for the members of the Antarctic Foxes, but it is looking like a desperate plea for them to just try to get out of Dodge, to try to get out of Rozhok, to try to get away from the members of Wildcard, but they are being hunted. Big Teen going to be coming in. He sees 3, and he takes them all down. Bang, 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 they fall. And Keeners, one of the only 2 members alive for Wildcard, is able to champion on and pick up his fallen teammates. Wildcard will likely be exiting out of this engagement with all 4 members up and on their feet, and Honey Badger pushing out to try to secure a position for them to move to once that's done.
Yeah, very funny as well, because at that same time when that engagement was erupting, the F-looters attempted to third party that, but were unsuccessful, in my opinion, as they did lose 2 members. Now only down to Frodo and Beast themselves. 2v3 situation. 3 members of Wildcard, 2 members of F-looters. Frodo going to be tossing out some grenades to potentially open up the engagement, maybe get a knock over here. Frodo will be connecting onto Honey Badger, making this a straight up 2v2. Frodo is getting ultra aggressive right now, trying to bridge the gap. Keenan on the opposite end of this one, tossing out some mollies and grenades themselves. He's going to be cresting on over the hill, going to be spotted and taken down and out. Frodo down to 1% HP versus Sharp Shot, who has 75 health.
Sharp Shot going to be attempting this res real quick. Has the window of opportunity while Frodo gets the meds off. A 2v1 wins this every time as far as Wildcard is concerned. But did they spend too much time? No, they didn't. It's going to be a third party that comes in from Arctic Esports from all the way downtown Crawfrest with the SLR.
A solid point lead coming into the final games. But if they cannot get the chicken dinner here, with only 4 kills, it's going to be extremely close. Arctic Esports trying to take the fight to Mars, having an interesting little peak battle right there. Groundhog's Day all over again. Not Shepard will be pulling on up with the Dacia. 30% HP, extremely low right now when it comes to the health situation. Smokes out. 10 kills so far, though, for Arctic Esports. Oh, we hear a lot of smokes, actually. A bunch of smoke out here. Everybody just saw some smokes.
Ooh, you like to see the 1v1 scenario, but it's quickly going to be capitalized on. Crawfresh eliminates the final player of Mars in this area, but they still have one threat up on the hillside just off of Razak. That's going to be pounding shots in every direction. We still have 3 teams alive. The solo player of Mars, Little Monster, hasn't gotten a kill yet this game, but is looking to stack big gains here in the final few minutes of match number 11. Keenan cresting up the Razak hill, trying to find his opponent, is able to get the spray down and eliminates Mars entirely. Now it's going to be a 2-team engagement. 3 members of Wildcard alive after Sharpshot will be rezzed versus 2 of the members of Arctic Esports down to the south. A battle of north versus south with a lot of no man's land in between the two. It is going to be extremely exciting to see how both squads try to approach this.
I mean, that was actually a huge fight for either Mars or Arctic Esports because they are tied right now. 49 points. Tied coming into this game. Now, if Arctic Esports are to get the chickener, obviously that'll put them in that top 8. Regardless, though, with the 12 kills, they should overlap Mars because Mars, I think, only had 4 to 5 kills and they just got taken out just a moment ago. So, huge game for Arctic Esports. Now, the question is, can they beat out Wildcard? Somehow, Wildcard still managing to have 3 alive. They've gotten knocked so many times this game. They have 8 kills so far, and they're not even slowing down. Keenan is pushing over here in the gosh darn open. Not even being, not even being shot at. This is actually nuts right now.
His other 2 teammates have the 2 members of Arctic Esports pinned down. Keenan can close this out with 1 magazine of bullets. And he seems to have the opportunity. He knows he's got him distracted. He sees 1 Crawfresh going to be trying to at least avoid the bullets for now. Avoids every single bit of damage. Keenan's position is exposed, but he's able to find the spray down. Almost going down himself in the process. The other 2 members of Wildcard will push up in this opportunity as well to shore up the center position that they have on Arctic Esports. They choke them out through the air. It's going to be a sharp shot in the blue zone. Spots out the final member and will be able to track the kill for the final game-winning victory kill in match number 11. It's 10 kills plus a 10-point chicken dinner. 20 points in total. That